It's time to say goodbye. After 7 months of hard work, kicking, screaming, pooing, burping eggy, random egginess, it's time to say goodbye to the 23 stones. This morning, I hopped on the weighing scales and I was 22 stone, 13 pounds for the first time in 7 years. Over the last 7 years, I've had a lot of ups and downs. But one of the things that has stuck with me through thick and thin, literally through thick and, well, maybe not thin. Thinning is my best friend. I've been in Yorkshire now for 15, 16 years. He was the very first person to meet me off the bus when I stepped off. He was the very first person I got to swear at. And although we've had our ups and downs in the past, I've come to see him as the brother that I never had. And over the last 7 months, he's been more and more supportive. He's always been my ride or die. He's always been the guy that's been like, hey, you're my best friend. So I want to be honest with you. You need to think about your health. And it truly is one of those situations where, yes, you can have many, many friends in your life, but it's only truly the honest ones that are looking out for you. And I don't mean vicious, the ones that are like, I'm just being honest, mate, and they're just deliberately picking on you. So I want to take a moment to say thank you to David for basically being there and supporting me and looking after me, and also being my biggest cheerleader when it comes to this weight loss. He's been really happy, really proud, really supportive, and hopefully I've inspired him to move on with some of his own things, like his running, his own mental health. So on the day that I say goodbye to the 23 stones and some things and say hello to the 22s and something, I'm feeling very optimistic. It's the 6 weeks holiday here in the UK. I'm currently shuffling between my ex-partner and myself having the kids for week on, week off. It's my second week of having the kids, and I'm in this new house, as you've seen me move into. It's nice to get into the routine, getting things sorted, making things look pretty. I had one person ask if this was a green screen. I don't think you can eat green screens, so we'll say it's fake. It is plastic. But the reason for that is that if there was any real greenery stuff making the thumbnail, if there was any greenery stuff, then I would be sneezing all the time. I'd be hating my life. And I'm a really bad plant dad, so I wouldn't be watering them. Plus, with a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old, they get knocked over, thrown around, bullied. And I don't want anyone bullying my plants. I've been a firm believer for years that there's always 4 things that I kind of juggle in my life, and I can't always get them perfect. And I think that's the same with everyone. Feel free to tell me if it's the same with you. Health, money, family, and relationships. Family is also kind of like social life, And at the moment, I feel like I've got 2 or 3 out of the 4, and I'm good with that. I think at the moment, one of those are placed on the back burner anyway. I want to just focus on, my health, my family, and my future. That is health, family, social, and my future. My, hopefully, money, my business. So that's always been, ironically, the 3 things that I wanted to focus on. If a relationship comes along, then a relationship comes along. In the meantime, I'm happy with my family and my friends, especially if they're as supportive as David. And yes, there are many others out there that have helped. It's just that I promised a video for David when I passed into the 22s. Nobody else demanded a video, David. It's just all on you, narcissistic boy. Overall, I'm feeling much better. I'm starting to see the constricting of the body when it comes to fat and flesh. Everything's beginning to get baggy again. So I imagine that I'll be in new jeans by the end of August, maybe start of September. But, there's school uniforms to buy. And I always buy everybody else stuff before I buy myself stuff, because it just makes sense. So once that's done, once that's dusted, I should be able to sort everything out. This beard has gone through some life-changing issues. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. And the only reason I'm sharing it is because this is a video diary, and I thought I'd be honest and weird. It's been long, it's been short, it's been slightly longer. I've dyed the hair, I've not dyed the hair. I think my problem is that with the ADHD brain, I'm like, yeah, I want to sort out the hair. So I sort out the hair, and then it looks dark, and then it looks good, and then I forget to do it for 2 weeks, and I'm already grey. Overall this week, I've been eating healthy. I think the advantage having the 6 weeks holiday and I'm having week on, week off with the kids means that I don't like feeding the kids absolute shit. So because I'm not feeding them absolute shit, I'm not eating absolute shit. And then the week off that I'm having, I treat myself, but I certainly don't treat myself anywhere near as badly as I used to. Like a treat at the moment is chocolate covered pretzels. You get like a pack, they're called pretzels. Yes, of course they're called pretzels. I mean, the brand is Pretzels and the milk chocolate covered ones. And I just buy those and I suck on those and I crunch those at the end, or I nibble chocolate off of Maltesers. And I used to easily go through one of those and then a pack of whatever crisps and then a takeaway. I'm not really finding mass binges. My binge is a one packet of chocolate covered pretzels now. Although at the moment I have gone back to dim sum, you know, like the little steamed dumplings. I used to go through a stage when I was a kid where I'd eat nothing but chicken korma for ages and then nothing but chicken Kievs for ages. But by the end of it all, I'd be disgusted by it all. So chicken korma, yeah. Chicken Kievs, yeah. And I still do that now. And I understand now that that's possibly part of ADHD. I know I keep mentioning ADHD, but I honestly think I've never been actually diagnosed. I'm waiting for a diagnosis. But the more I've done research for my kids to understand them and how their brain ticks as a neurodivergent child, the more I realize that that's me. And in this case, the whole, you know, safe foods, continual foods, getting fed up with foods. So at the moment it's dim sum. At the start of the year it was sushi. But yeah, at the moment it's steamed dim sum dumplings. They're sumai, if anybody knows what that is. Sumai. So they're not dumplings. They're kind of little chimney stacks of either pork and prawn or prawn, depending on, you know, what they put in them. And I absolutely love those at the moment. There is a Chinese shop near me, not like a takeaway, like a Chinese marketplace. So I might swing by that next week when I've not got the kids to see if they've got them, because you can buy everything in bulk, like bulk dumplings, like as in geizos. I'm aware that I'm waffling about random food now. The point is here, I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling engaged. I'm feeling energized. I'm so proud of myself for the first time in a very long time. I've now got something that I know that I dedicated myself to this idea in January, end of January. And I've now achieved something that is visibly noticeable. Physically, I can feel it in my real life. I can look at the scales and the number go down. It now go down to 22 and 13 pounds. It's not often that I am nice to myself and say that I'm proud, but I am. Alan, if you're watching this back in a few years' time, or even now, I am proud of you. Why does that upset me so much deep in my soul? Not upset. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm having an existential crisis on a live stream. Not a live stream, a video. I'm losing it. Alan Spicer. You